America, justice is supposed to protect the innocent. But for one man, the system became his worst nightmare. Wrongly accused of a crime he didn't commit, he spent years behind bars, waiting for the truth to finally set him free. This is the story of Marcus Johnson. Pause. It was the summer of 1994, in Birmingham, Alabama. Marcus was 24 years old, a young father with a bright smile and big dreams. He worked long hours at a factory and pulled night shifts as a security guard. Life wasn't easy, but it was honest. One night, while Marcus was resting at home after a late shift, a loud knock shook his front door. Before he could even gather his thoughts, police officers stormed in. "What's going on? What did I do?" Marcus asked in shock. "You're under arrest for sexual assault," one officer said, as they pushed him against the wall and snapped handcuffs around his wrists. Marcus's heart raced. "Sexual assault? That's impossible. I didn't do anything." But the officers didn't listen. Neighbors peeked through curtains as Marcus was led away. His little daughter cried in the background. Pause, shift tone. A week later, Marcus sat in a courtroom. Across from him sat the accuser, a young woman who claimed she had been attacked near her apartment. Under pressure, she had picked Marcus's face out of a photo lineup. Marcus's lawyer leaned close. "We'll fight this. They have no evidence." But in the courtroom, evidence didn't seem to matter. The prosecutor painted Marcus as a dangerous predator. The jury heard emotional testimony, but they didn't hear the truth. There was no DNA, no fingerprints, nothing that tied Marcus to the crime scene. When Marcus took the stand, he pleaded with the jury. "I didn't do this. I was at work that night. Please, I'm innocent." The jury deliberated less than 2 hours. When they returned, the foreman spoke a single word that shattered Marcus's life. "Guilty." The judge's gavel came down. "Marcus Johnson, you are hereby sentenced to life in prison." Pause, let it sink in. Marcus felt the floor collapse beneath him. His mother cried out in the gallery. His daughter, too young to understand, clung to her grandmother's dress. Inside prison walls, Marcus's life became a cycle of survival. Cold meals, long days, endless nights. He missed birthdays, holidays, first steps, first words. His daughter grew up visiting her father behind a glass window. Still, Marcus never gave up hope. "I didn't do this," he said over and over. "I'm not a rapist." Pause, change tone to hopeful. Appeals were filed. Denied. Hope rose and fell. But in the early 2000s, something changed. New advances in DNA testing began reopening old cases. Lawyers from the Innocence Project visited Marcus in prison. "We believe you," one lawyer told him. "But we need evidence. If any biological material was preserved, DNA can prove the truth." For months, they fought to test the evidence. Finally, the results came back. The DNA didn't belong to Marcus. It matched another man, already serving time for another violent assault. After 17 long years, the truth Marcus had been shouting finally had proof. Pause, triumphant tone. One morning in 2011, Marcus was led into the same courtroom where he had once been condemned. But this time, the words were different. "Marcus Johnson, your conviction is vacated. You are free to go." Marcus froze. Shackles were removed from his wrists. And for the first time in nearly 2 decades, he walked out of the courthouse a free man. Reporters rushed toward him. Cameras flashed. Through tears, Marcus spoke. "I lost my 20s. My 30s. I lost time with my daughter I'll never get back. But I thank God. I'm still here." Pause, softer tone. Freedom didn't erase the scars. Marcus struggled to rebuild his life. Employers turned him away. Relationships were hard. Trauma followed him everywhere. His daughter, now grown, tried to reconnect with the father she had only known through prison visits. But Marcus refused to let his suffering be in vain. He began working with organizations to fight wrongful convictions. He spoke at universities, churches, and community centers, warning others of a system that had stolen his life. "My life was stolen because of one mistake," he told a crowd. "But I'm here to make sure no one else goes through what I did." Pause. Powerful close. Marcus Johnson's story is just one of many. Since 1989, more than 3,000 people in the United States have been exonerated after being wrongfully convicted. These are not just numbers. They are fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, and it raises one haunting question. How many more innocent men and women are still waiting for their truth to be heard? Marcus Johnson was later compensated by the state for his wrongful imprisonment. Today, he continues to fight for criminal justice reform, determined to turn his pain into purpose. Long